Now it is time for the Lady of the Hour. Miss Skye Jackson was born in New Orleans. She is currently an MFA candidate in poetry at the University of New Orleans Creative Writing Workshop, where she serves as an associate poetry editor of Bayou Magazine. She's the author of the prize-winning chapbook, A Faster Grave, published by Antenna. Welcome, Skye.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming. I'm so happy to see all of you. This is amazing, and I just feel so blessed and honored to be here. Thank you. I'm going to read some poems from my new chapbook. That's your new chapbook over there too. I wrote a lot of these poems when I lived in Los Angeles, and then I recently moved back to New Orleans, so a lot of them are based in New Orleans as well. They're about love, and family, and change, and just life. So I hope you enjoy them. This first one is called To Paint a Tree. When your mother asks your ex-boyfriend to paint a tree in the foyer of your childhood home, you approach the situation with a mild sort of trepidation, but excitement. You wonder what you will feel as he stands on your bricked doorstep once more, not to see you, but to plant something with paint on the walls. What will he think to walk in and find that everything has changed? The wooden stairs faded, the small dog aged, and me, back home, hair short and messily locked, with circular rimmed glasses instead of the square he'd known before. He sets down splotched trays and tubes of paint, a ladder to climb up the walls, and he draws some branches. And I remember his arms around me. He sketches the thick of a trunk, and I think of a tree uptown that once shaded us. Some brown paint here, a fleck of grayish blue there to show new growth, a fungus on the branches. Life, as always, must find a way. I'll stand on the top step where you once pulled me down with the stickiest of summer kisses and watch you paint below. This poem is called Blackbirds Singing in the Dead. Last night outside my window, I heard a family of blackbirds shifting restless in a paper nest. Then the little boy knocked on my bedroom door. He heard our dead brother moving round the attic again. I wonder, is Los ready for someone to cut him down? Dead brother, you are not a hoop for us to throw our balls in. How dare you dangle there just so? Little boy, don't take his hand. Let the rope burn remind you he is no longer of this world. But I don't know of the rust-red space that only black men seem to graze. There it goes again, says the little boy. I swear he's up there. I swear he's calling out my name. I almost answered too, heard him kick out the chair from beneath his own feet. Then the little boy looked at me, his long brown fingers trembling slightly under the dimming lights, and said, Dad didn't even know what his favorite song was, Skye. Do you think he knows mine, Skye? Do you think he hears mine, Skye? This one is called Just Finish Your Eggs. There is nothing quite like watching the clouds through your white windows. I woke up slowly and found your lips against my arm. How could you fall asleep, still holding me? In the morning it rained for such a while. I lingered in bed listening to the droplets and your steady breaths. We ate loquats and grapefruit. You chide me because I never finish my eggs. I watch you hang up new drapes. A hummingbird flutters behind the glass. This one is called Hang Yourself, Little Flower. I told him that I'd love to be those purple flowers wilting over his doorway, and that I'd like to dangle above his head for a while. Then he said, hang yourself there until the gardener comes, then go find roots over another door. This one is called The Last Supper. For the Last Supper, he served me wine that he snuck into the States on a flight from Madrid. Then a fish, cloudy-eyed and gutted just so. There was also asparagus, glistened with pepper and oil. I opened my mouth to take the poison down. This one is called The Loving Blood. Why did you cry in your sleep, Guapita? I dreamt of her again last night. That girl you wished for on the moon as you held my hand in the desert. Quiet and wild, she used a little spoon to carve out that spot inside you that I could not. One night she stood outside of your white window. She watched me sighing in your little bed. I heard her feet crush the fall leaves, saw her eyes gleam through the glass. Her voice came together in a whisper. She called for you in the dawn. I saw you barefoot with her, dancing. I heard her calling you home. This is called Just Another Star in the Sky. Tonight, I am hiding behind the collar of your blue shirt because it is warm there, and I like to watch the world from the slope of your shoulders. You are so soft behind your ears. That night, in my little apartment surrounded by dimly lit candles, we spoke of love as though we were two hardened soldiers, destroyed by that sweet and uncertain war. I will watch you thaw, and I will kiss your scars until I become yet just another one added to your skin. Okay, so I have to explain this next poem a little bit. This is about an app called Time Hop. I don't know if anyone's familiar with it, but basically it recalls pictures that you've taken in the past. It will, for today, it will recall whatever picture I had taken 5 years ago on this day. So you open your phone, you're like, oh, okay, so 5 years ago I was, skiing and, blah, 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 whatever. But sometimes, they recall exes and other things you'd rather forget. So this poem is called F Time Hop. There is a certain picture in the annals of my iPhone. It is dated April 30th, 2017. A few days after my birthday, remember, you just flown in from New York to take me out to celebrate, even though I broke up with you over a text message 2 days prior because of that redhead pixie girl you were hanging out with in Central Park and posting pics of at Tribeca. Anyway, that picture is tagged to your house in Venice. I drove in from Hollywood the moment you got back because I both hated and missed you, but loved your house. It was surrounded by fruit trees and covered in string lights with those white windows I'd love to sit in and stare out of at night. The ones in your bedroom you told me I belonged in. Ha. You had just cooked me dinner, a whole fish, even though we were fighting, even though this was the end, you plied me with ice cream, and I drank a lot of wine that Sunday. But in that picture, you can't see the flush of plum in my brown cheeks or the little tears filling the lower rims of my eyes. I stood behind you wearing a red dress and red lipstick with my head tilted on your shoulder like a slash, smiling. You wore a cafe au lait colored shirt with your beard curly and wild like a young Castro, but you didn't smile. No, there wasn't even a frown. I want to call it a smirk, but it's not even that. It is our fight, somehow using your lips to creep up one side of your face. Look, I'm sorry that I faked it. I'm sorry I lied with that smile. I'm sorry we both ruined dinner. but more sorry that you ruined this photograph. There is a reason this never made it to Instagram. There is a reason. There is one. I know it. This poem is called A Coffee with B. Last night, Beyonce and I met for coffee. It was real late. I sipped on my matcha latte and we talked about our light-skinned mamas and how daddies can really mess you up sometimes. I told her I was mad. B, why is so much expected of the artist? You shouldn't have to talk about black people if you don't want to. Maybe you want to sing about squidfish or climate change or the fact that nobody talks face to face anymore. Beyonce drank her macchiato and listened to me closely. She said, most of the time, I sing about my cats and people think what they want. People see what they want. My cat can be your squidfish. I'm fine with that, she said. This poem is called At the Edge. I have whispered into your ears so many times. Now I fear that this will be the last time I see you. I close my eyes and there you are, at the edge of the tub, drawing me a hot bath, and moments later, kissing my knees pointed up through the water. Or that night we outdanced the dawn, our bodies hung ragged under red lights. Or when you spoke to me so softly about your mother and watching her hands as she cooked for you, I opened my eyes, hoping to find you in a place outside of my dreams.
Okay, this one is called Look, Skye, Jesus Christ.
When did you clock out on 10:09? Oh God, Bruno, it must have been at least 12:01 a.m. I forgot to punch out again, stumbled into that Palm Springs pool, breathless, my little body heavy from that dark wine. Threw off my bikini top somewhere between margaritas and midnight, waited bare under that desert moon. Bruno, he stopped calling. So I'm back to question my own existence. I'm back, trembling cold under those flaccid stars. What I'm trying to say here is that I'm sorry about my timesheets. Chuck always said a lady knows when to leave, so I can't help but wonder what the hell that makes me. Look, Skye, Jesus Christ, I just want to fix your timesheets. Tell me when you were supposed to clock out, please. And I will read the poem of which the chapbook is titled. It's called A Baxter Grave. Did I tell you that my daddy just started a war on sugar? Wanted me to comb through each cabinet and trash all granulated specks. While you're at it, he said, throw out that white bread too. These things are killing us. But I contemplated a different death, the one I'd meet if my mama couldn't find the sugar cubes for her coffee or the bunny bread for her turkey sandwiches. Keep on listening to your dad, she clucked, and I'll dig you a faster grave. Thank you.